In just 5 days, TikTok faces a complete ban in the U.S. I do not know where people will learn to put makeup on, dance, or cook food. But today, Bloomberg is reporting that China is now weighing a new plan to save the platform by potentially selling its U.S. operations to one particular buyer, Elon Musk. Multiple sources tell Bloomberg that Chinese officials strongly prefer that TikTok remains owned by ByteDance, a Chinese company. But a possible high-profile deal with, of course, one of Trump's closest allies does hold some appeal to the Chinese government. Now, a representative for ByteDance has called the report pure fiction, and Elon Musk and his team have said absolutely nothing.
When you heard it, Elon Musk potentially acquiring TikTok, and China prefers that Elon Musk actually be the buyer. This is a good story. We're gonna look at the pros and cons, and if it's even true. Man, this is gonna be fun, man. This is gonna be a good business class for you. Let's get into it. You see that thing, baby? Let's go.
We on now. They respect us cause we on now. Money up, run a whole town, don't we? This our money can't slow down. Money won't slow down. Why they party? I'm in here grinding. Money I'm stacking. Why they rock diamonds? I can't relate to them, ain't much in common. I set a goal for me 2 or 3 commas. 7 figures, 8 figures to 9 figures. On a slow pace to get rich quick. Same time we just think different. Cause when you make it, it hit different.
What it do, y'all? It's your partner Dale back in the saddle again for another edition of the Counter Move podcast on Thursday at 8:30 p.m. Guys, man, thank you for checking in with your partner and getting it in with me, man. This is going to be a really good one. If you could, before we get started, share, like, and subscribe, guys. And there's a little bell if you're on YouTube or Rumble, whatever it may be, that you can actually get alerted whenever I go live, guys, and talk about these topics. This is going to be a really good one, man. This will be a really good business class for everybody as well, also, guys. So let's dive into this real quickly. Guys, we know what's going on when it comes to the TikTok ban. It's been the news of the town since, I believe, end of December. I actually did a podcast talking about this actual TikTok ban, and it actually going in front of the Supreme Court. They've already argued for the Supreme Court, right? The Supreme Court right now is deliberating. You can go to C-SPAN and hear the actual exchange between both the government side as well as TikTok's lawyer side. And also, you can also, I believe that a former Attorney General Ed Meese under the Reagan administration, he actually filed an amicus brief as well, which means a friend of the court. I don't believe he was actually there, but he did file a brief there as well also, which is pretty cool. But you begin to kind of hear a lot of the questioning from the justices and both sides of the aisle when it comes to TikTok and the U.S. government. Now, they're deliberating this right now, but President Trump came out and he said that he actually wanted to. He actually asked the Supreme Court also to he wanted to stay so that because he was inheriting the situation, and the language in that act gives the president an immense amount of authority. A lot of authority here, guys, okay? If you have not read it, go read that TikTok ban act. You're going to see how much authority, because it falls under the national security umbrella, which is an executive branch, and the president himself is the executive branch. Now you've actually had some people from Congress chime in as well. They've chimed in, and they're on the Democrat side. There was a Democrat congressman out of California that was asking for the ban deadline to be extended so that President Trump could actually have a better chance of negotiating, and also a Democrat senator also came forward, guys. So we're going to listen to what they have to say. This kind of shocked me a little bit, guys. They came forward real fast. So let's look at this this senator come in real quickly, and then we're going to dive into some other stuff as well, and it's dealing with Elon Musk. All right, guys, let's dive into this one real quickly. Let me get it set up for you guys. I had the wrong video up. Don't you worry, your partner got you. And this kind of really shocked me that this senator actually came out and said something, because typically what happens is a lot of the times it's kind of a political issue. And so it kind of shocked me that this Democrat came out, but it was a Democrat senator. So let's see what he had to say real quickly, guys. And then we'll also hear from the Republican side too in the Senate. And you're going to be kind of shocked at what you see, right? Here we go. Let's dive into this one. Here we go.
Well, there is a new effort to delay the ban on TikTok in the U.S. And as WBZ's Penny Commit shows us, Senator Ed Markey wants to push that ban back.
Listen to this.
We are just 5 days away from a potential TikTok ban, and many of the app's 170 million American users are desperate to save it. And it appears that they have a new leader in this fight, Massachusetts Senator Ed Markey. Now, Markey's been a very supportive, vocal supporter of this app, calling it a one-of-a-kind informational and culture ecosystem that he says thousands of people rely on to pay their bills and feed their families. Less than a week away from the potential ban, and Markey says he's introducing legislation called Extend the TikTok Deadline Act. It would give ByteDance, the Chinese company that owns TikTok, another 270 days to sell the app.
Now, here's my question real fast, because I'm going to be a little bit hard on both the House and the Senate. Bamas was the one who actually passed this law in the first place. It was overwhelmingly bipartisan. And then President Biden signed it into law, right? It didn't really happen until President Trump came into play to say, hey, can the Supreme Court give a stay, right, so that I can better negotiate. Now, I am glad that they're talking about a stay on the law going into effect so that a better deal could be negotiated, right? But these are the same Bamas that actually passed the law. What changed during this time frame? But hey, I digress. Let's go into it. Here we go.
Markey has also said that the ban lacks evidence and violates the First Amendment.
TikTok, like all social media platforms, has flaws. But TikTok is also critical for millions of creators to earn a living, for young people to express themselves, and for Americans of all ages to foster community, share a laugh, and learn something new.
And now several TikTok users are switching to an app called RedNote. Now, this is also a Chinese app. It's kind of a mix between Pinterest and Instagram. And currently in the Apple App Store, it is the most downloaded app by Americans.
So here's my question. That's all good and gravy. Here's my question. What changed? Because both the House and the Senate passed this TikTok ban law. What changed for them to begin to about face this thing now? What has changed? I want to know what has changed. I really do. I want to know what's changed. But hey, don't you worry about it. Your party got you now, guys. Now watch what happens now, guys. Let's keep going on this TikTok ban. Now we're going to go right into the Senate on the Senate floor, and we're going to begin to see both a Democrat and a Republican talk about this, guys. And watch this. And she's going to explain the process real fast on why he's doing this. The senator is doing this because he wanted it to be kind of. She'll explain to you, but watch what actually happens. Right? Listen to this. Here we go.
You're about to watch Senator Ed Markey's bill that would have extended the TikTok ban deadline die on the floor of the United States Senate.
TikTok is far too important to let it die like this on Sunday without having given the extra time which is needed. time for President-elect Trump, time for everyone to think about what an alternative pathway could be to letting TikTok die. Mr. President, I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of S-103 introduced earlier today, and further that the bill be considered read a third time and passed, and that the motion to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table.
Now, again, he wanted unanimous consent because of the timing. Again, TikTok is due to be banned, right, on Sunday, right? That's the 19th, day before Inauguration Day. He wanted unanimous consent to speed up the process to get it over to the House so they can get it voted on and get it to President Biden's desk to sign, right? Now, let's see what actually happens after Senator Mulkey says this, right? Now, watch this. Here we go. Now, watch this.
Is there an objection?
Spoiler alert, there was an objection.
Yes, it was.
Just listen.
Listen.
Senator from Arkansas.
Reserving the right to object, which I most certainly do. TikTok isn't just another social media platform. TikTok is a Chinese communist spy app.
Wow.
That addicts our kids, harvests their data, targets them with harmful and manipulative content, and spreads communist propaganda. So let me be crystal clear. There will be no extensions, no concessions, and no compromises for TikTok. ByteDance and the Chinese communists had plenty of time to make a deal. This Congress, this Republican Congress, certainly won't do by changing the law.
You just watched the death of Senator Ed Markey's bill called the Extend the TikTok Deadline Act. It's over. That was fast. I know.
Yeah.
Senator Markey, a Democrat from Massachusetts, just introduced that bill on Monday. And it died so quickly because Senator Markey was trying to go around the normal Senate procedures to get his bill passed. Correct. He had no choice because the TikTok ban takes effect on Sunday. So he was using this procedure called unanimous consent. You heard him say those words. So you have to understand bills move very slowly in the Senate. It's not the same as it is in the House. Most of the time, once it's decided that a bill is on track for a possible vote in the Senate, that bill takes at least a week to move through the normal Senate procedures before it can even get to the Senate floor for a vote. Well, as we all know, TikTok doesn't have a week to wait. TikTok has 4 days because the ban is still happening on Sunday. So in light of that time crunch, Senator Markey was trying to use unanimous consent, which means any senator can get up there and ask the entire Senate to pass a bill that hasn't gone through all those normal procedures. But the catch to it is all 100 senators would need to agree to that. And it only takes one senator to stand up there and say, no, I don't agree. And the bill is shot down, which is just what you saw happen when Senator Tom Cotton of Arkansas got up and said what he said. And according to Senator Cotton, apparently no Republican-controlled Congress is going to come to TikTok's defense.
Wow.
We will see if that Republican-controlled Congress or Senator Cotton changes his tune once President Trump comes into office.
They will. They will because my whole thing is this here. I'm glad. I have to give a hand clap of praise to Senator Markey, no matter if he's a Democrat, to bring this up. My question to them all is: you Bamas voted you voted to ban this a month ago. Now you crying we need to go ahead and press pause. Why in the hell did you guys not put this in the damn law? Knowing that President Trump had actually won, knowing he was going to inherit this, you Bama still passed it in both the House and the Senate. And now y'all crying, talking about, well, hold on, we got to pause for 270 days. And this is really after President Trump brought it up as a stay idea. Again, strategy, because he was inheriting this situation, which makes logical sense. Now, again, like I said before, I am happy that Senator Mulkey, again, a Democrat, love it, was bringing it up. And I understand the Republican, Senator Cotton, his perspective. What is the balance here? I want to hear it's either black or white. What's the balance here? Because it sounds like the only one that's really reasonable in this type of exchange has been President Trump, because he brought it up. And then Senator Mulkey is just shaking hands with President Trump. So it seems like a Democrat senator and a Republican president-elect are in a line, but it's the Republican side, right, and in the Senate, that's not a line. Why is this being talked about in the House? Like, where is this at? Now, I say this in the House. In the House, there's only been one congressman bringing this up. Another Democrat. Where are the Republicans on this? I understand the national security. I'm rocking with you. We own one. I understand that ByteDance, TikTok is not offered at all in China. I'm rocking with you. No problem with it at all. And the secret sauce to this thing is TikTok algorithm, and it is the greatest thing since sliced bread. I love TikTok algorithm. My God, it's better than Instagram. It's better than Facebook. It's better than Snapchat. It's better than Twitch. It's better than Google. It's better than Rumble. It's better than Gator. It's better than Truth Social. It's better than them all. It is the creme de la creme. I got to give it to them. That algorithm is off the chain. But if you understand that a lot of people are making an income on this, which they are, the TikTok shop is wonderful. I love buying stuff at the TikTok shop. I love it. If this is what's going on, why did you guys wait to the last minute to get this going? This shows no strategy, no vision, and no leadership. This is trash. Why did it take for a president-elect to bring this up before you Bammers in both of the House and the Senate begin talking about this? Why it take so damn long? Why it take so long? I mean, you guys were on one, getting the act passed. You were on one, and that's fine. Do what you do. It should have been language in there to take into account a new president coming into office. But you Bammers didn't care. And so now what's going on is President Trump talked about it. Now it's getting some traction. You've seen us get some eyeballs. Now y'all want to talk. Trash. Horse manure. Horse manure. Ain't no damn sense, man. Come on, y'all. We gotta think. We should be, if anybody listen to me on TikTok, on all platforms, do me a huge favor. Look up your congressman and your state senator, and you blow up their phones. Blow it up. And you say, hey, get off your behind and fix this. Yes, I understand national security. I'm rocking with you 1,000%. What's the middle ground? You actually have investors. Kevin O'Leary, Frank Lohr. You better believe President Trump's on that. That's the next thing on here. What's Trump's next move? We're going to talk about Trump's next move in a second. But you better believe there's a whole bunch of investors ready to go. And they're willing to get an LOI to acquire it. And they'll take TikTok without their secret sauce, which is the algorithm. Why was none of this at all considered when you were putting this damn bill together? This is the stupidest people in the world. I'm sorry, I just can't stand thinking. Dumbass thinking. Come on, this is just, it's trash. You got people making livelihoods on the line. You guys check in on the line because you guys get a check whether you work or not. You guys work a third of the time that your district behinds are up there. And you're not on no Obamacare. You have your own insurance, your own stipends, your own retirement plans outside of what you are signing the law for the people. Trash. Horse manure, garbage. But it took a president-elect to come in and start talking about it. Get some eyeballs. Now you want to go onto the floor, both you cats, right? Both sides of the aisle. And talk about we need to extend it out. What was this thinking in damn December? You dumbasses. Ain't no damn sense. I can't stand dumb people. Can't stand them. Hi, my name is Liddell Bugg. Mastering the strategy of locating distressed properties has allowed for me to own about $35 million worth of real estate currently right now. We're talking about new construction, single-family residences, commercial properties, and apartment complex. You name it, I own it. Now, I know you're asking, what does this got to do with you? I'm glad you actually asked. One of the most common questions that I receive when it comes to real estate investing is that they say, Liddell, what is the best strategy I should use when it comes to executing a good investment strategy in real estate? Should I buy and hold? Should I buy and flip? Or should I do a rental scenario? My answer to that question is, why not do all three? But the good thing about it is the investor that masters the art of locating distressed properties will know exactly how and what strategy is the most wisest in that situation. That's the key to this whole thing. If you wanted to know how successful real estate investors make money when they acquire real estate and not when they sell it, click on the link below or swipe up and download our free ebook, distressed property investing. The blueprint is in the ebook. Stay blessed, holla at your partner, and download the ebook today. All right, guys, we are back, guys. Let's dive into the next topic of this thing, man. This is what got it very interesting. Wow. There's been reports that the Chinese government prefers Elon Musk to acquire TikTok. What you say, Chuck? Let me say again for the folk in the back row. The Chinese government, it's been reported, Bloomberg, that they prefer for Elon Musk to acquire TikTok. So I got to ask the question, is this true? And number two, man, is Elon Musk purchasing TikTok? Man, I had to go ahead and dive into this real quick, y'all. Let's hear, guys, on this here. And number one, and we can decipher if this is even true. And also, real quickly here, we can say, okay, let's say this is really true. And, right, what would be the strategy behind all this? This is what I meant when I said that get your pens and pads ready for a business class. This is going to be a business class, a private equity VC business class. I'm gonna keep it real dumb. I'm gonna keep it real simple. Don't get it twisted. But let's dive into this thing. Here we go. Let's get it.
In just 5 days, TikTok faces a complete ban in the U.S. I do not know where people will learn to put makeup on, dance, or cook food. But today, Bloomberg is reporting that China is now weighing a new plan to save the platform by potentially selling its U.S. operations to one particular buyer, Elon Musk.
What you say? What you say? Elon Musk. And it's a preference, the ByteDance and the Chinese government, because the Chinese government is half owner of ByteDance. Let's get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. For you to do business in China, they have to own your company, right? They own your company. So they prefer Elon Musk? Let's keep going. Let's keep going. Here we go.
Multiple sources tell Bloomberg that Chinese officials strongly prefer that TikTok remains owned by ByteDance, a Chinese company. But a possible high-profile deal with, of course, one of Trump's closest allies does hold some appeal to the Chinese government. Now,
do you see what it said right there? Or let's go back real fast. Let's go back real quickly. I want y'all to see.
With, of course, one of
see real fast. It says he's one of Trump's closest allies. Now, why is that important? Because Trump is president-elect. He's going to be the president in literally 4 days. 4 days, president. So. Again, strategy. Here we go. Hold on. Let's get to it.
Trump's closest allies does hold some appeal to the Chinese government. Now, a representative for ByteDance has called the report pure fiction, and Elon Musk and his team have said absolutely nothing. So let's discuss. Back with us, Ron Insana, CNBC senior analyst and CEO of iFi.ai, and Max Chafkin joins us, Bloomberg Businessweek journalist and co-host of the podcast Elon Inc. Okay, Max, it is Bloomberg reporting. Explain this. Despite a denial from ByteDance, nothing from Musk,
don't trust him.
Could he actually buy TikTok?
Well, we should say this is Chinese officials. This is not ByteDance necessarily doing the talking. You could kind of understand.
Stop right there. See, come on, bro. Come on. We got to be honest. We got to be honest. We understand and know that China owns a portion of ByteDance. Let's stop this game. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Come on.
Understand why they might be talking about this. This ban is coming down the pipe unless the Supreme Court intervenes, which it doesn't appear they will. And TikTok is a strategic asset to the Chinese government. So if they're trying to preserve this, a little bit of potential influence anyway that they have in the United States, who better than Elon Musk? And when you start thinking about who the other potential acquirers here, who would be acceptable to the Chinese government and acceptable to the Trump administration, it's sort of hard to think of a lot of other candidates. Elon Musk, for better or worse, and he gets criticized a lot by both Democrats and Republicans, has a very, very good relationship with the Chinese government. And so you can see why they would like this. You can also see why Trump might go along with it.
I don't know. I got 3 letters that keep coming to mind. The FCC, antitrust regulations that we once had, right? Antitrust regulations that are focused on making sure no one individual, no one company has a monopoly on a specific industry, right? If this were to happen, would this not be like case number 1 of the mergers and acquisitions bonanza we're about to head into for the next 4 years?
100%. Listen, to think that there's going to be any deal. Now, the Supreme Court obviously can still block this deal from happening. I don't know that there's any injunction.
I believe, my opinion, I think the Supreme Court is going to side with the government because of national security, because you actually have both the House and the Senate, the legislature, agreeing with the executive branch, the president, and they're agreeing together. Typically, the Supreme Court, when that actually happens, does not want to get involved with the political process. So I am saying, based on my opinion, I don't have any knowledge at all of what they're going to say. They're going to side with the government. Now, they may potentially do a stay because of President Trump filing, and it wasn't Ed Meese, forgive me, it was President Trump filing an amicus brief, his team, because he's inheriting the situation, asking for a stay. Let's go.
You can get against the Supreme Court that would reverse their decision. Having said that, though, Steph, you hit at the point, which is it's going to be an M&A bonanza. There's nothing to block any deals that are in the pipeline once we change administrations. As much as President Biden tried to block the Nippon U.S. Steel deal, and President Trump may do that for the same reason. When it comes to mergers and acquisitions going forward, we're already seeing deals in the pipeline. We're already seeing companies anticipate very little regulatory scrutiny, whether it's monopolistic behavior, whether it's consumer protection, you name it.
And we should remind our audience, right, that the reason antitrust regulations are in place are not to be anti-business. It's to protect consumers.
Correct.
It's to make sure things are still competitive.
But it's also
yes and no. Yes and no. It is. You can overregulate, and the Biden administration decided on overregulating everything. So I hear what they're saying, and I understand when it comes to a monopoly, that doesn't make sense because you don't want centralized power with one person. And if Elon actually owns TikTok and Twitter, that's a very powerful person. But there's a strategy to that as well. Also, don't worry about it. I got you.
Also not 1974 anymore, and they've been gone for a long time. I mean, there have been attempts to enforce what used to be called the Sherman Antitrust Act, which goes back to the early 20th century. And over the course of the last several decades, each and every one of these laws, rules, regulations has been watered down, and we're seeing more and more concentration in business.
Okay, but I just want to talk about what we're seeing this week. Because if people out there are not already worried or on high alert that the kind of capitalism this country has been practicing for decades is slipping into kleptocracy.
What?
Just look at what we're looking at this week, right? That Elon Musk, who already controls, well, Tesla's over here, already controls Twitter X, now could control TikTok. Put that in one corner. And then the other corner, you've got Mark Zuckerberg in the last week doing cartwheels, turning himself inside out, pretending to be some sort of alpha male, pounding his chest, changing the rules of his company to curry favors with Donald Trump for all sorts of things he wants, like making sure the TikTok ban holds. Because what does Zuckerberg not want? TikTok here, because TikTok has been eating the lunch of an industry he once dominated.
Hold on, wait a minute. What was all this talk, baby girl, when the Biden administration was pressuring Zuckerberg and the crew, which was really from a theocracy type of standpoint when it comes to the heavy-handed government, right? They want to tell you everything to do with your life. What happened to all this talk with that? But now you want to talk about it? I mean, the hypocrisy on this is trash too. Now I agree with you when it comes to not Elon Musk. I'm sorry, Zuckerberg. Of course, Zuckerberg wants to position himself to be able to be the gorilla in the social media space. He still realistically is, because if you look at the amount of users on TikTok, it's 170 million on TikTok. There's 3 billion users combined on Facebook, Instagram, and WhatsApp, because Meta owns all 3 of them, right? So he's still the big gorilla in the room, correct? So I don't know. don't know what's going on there, but we have to see what's going down, man. But let's keep going, guys. Let's get going. Here we go.
Yeah, absolutely. And Trump has said, like, the reason that Trump gave for switching his position on the TikTok ban was that he wanted to hurt Facebook. We just saw this report from NBC that Zuckerberg, Musk, and Bezos are all going to be sitting together, at the inauguration. And it really feels like we're just seeing this kind of closing in of these tech CEOs.
Now that right there, woo, Musk, Bezos, and Zuckerberg are going to attend the Trump inauguration. Woo! What's the strategy behind that? Three of the top three, I would say social media, two top social media guys, Zuckerberg and Musk, and Bezos with Amazon. Going to be at the inauguration together. What's the strategy behind that one? Oh, I got a good strategy for you guys. No, I got you. Don't worry about it. Don't go nowhere. I got you.
And they're all jockeying for position. And, right now you got to say that Musk is in the lead as the biggest spender, the $250 million compared to Zuckerberg's $1 million.
Okay, but even if he's in the lead, let's just talk about that, right? You could say lots of companies, give to politicians on both sides of the aisle. They go to inaugurations. But let's really talk about who's going and where we are. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, given a ton of money. They're
Tim
going.
Cook. Don't forget him.
Yes, but these three guys are going to the inauguration. They're sitting together, and they're even sitting with Trump's cabinet picks, right? So the VIP seats. Strategy. Okay. What do these three people have in common? They all are masters of industry in tech, right? Industries like social media platforms. They care a lot about artificial intelligence. You can throw crypto in there. These are all industries that face potential huge regulatory changes in the next 4 years, right? These are all industries that Donald Trump does not have specific ideology on. And if these men can control or influence regulation there, they will end up wealthier. In the next 4 years, there will be more zeros next to their names than any one of us can even count. Do people realize that?
I don't know.
I don't have no problem with that at all. Go get the bag, baby. You see at the top right-hand side or left side of my screen, it says hashtag the bag. Get the bag, baby. You can too. Don't be getting mad because they get the bag because you on TV, you got the bag. I know she's probably making $3, $4, $5, $6 million a year. Go get the bag. Pay them for the innovation. Elon Musk is one of the most brilliant guys in the world. Bezos is brilliant. Zuckerberg is brilliant. Tim Cook is brilliant. The market has spoken. The market has spoken. You know what I'm saying? But man, this is so good, guys. Man, now, guys, let's change topic real fast, real quickly. All right, what you guys? This is a section that I call, guys, strategy, capital, and impact. I say the right strategy will attract the proper capital, right? And if that capital is invested the correct way, it can have a positive impact. And that capital is actually invested with the wrong strategy, the wrong way, could be a negative impact, right? So we're going to examine the strategy, capital, and impact of Elon Musk and TikTok. But we're going to also include in this President Trump because of the language in the bill that was passed, right? In that bill. How could this work well for Elon Musk? Of course, it'll make it immensely wealthy on as far as on the balance sheet. And TikTok makes a lot of money. They really do. He has the brains to be able to mimic and or create a brand new algorithm, which is good. And someone, my man Rod on TikTok, just said, he said he has a huge Tesla plant in Singapore. So Elon is already doing business with China, right? So what's the strategy that China? Because MSNBC said that through Bloomberg and other sources that they got wind that the Chinese government preferred Elon Musk. It would make sense because of the fact that he does business with them already, right, in some form of fashion, which is okay. So I see the strategy there from a Chinese standpoint. It's a familiar partner, right? And for Elon, it's a familiar partner as well. Also, if this is true, right? Now, they did say that ByteDance said this is false. I look at them side of like, really? Seriously? Elon Musk said nothing. If it was false, why didn't Elon say something? So again, it could be. I'm leaning a little bit more on this may be a little bit true, right? But again, hypothetically, we don't know yet. From a balance sheet standpoint, adding TikTok to Elon Musk's balance sheet would immensely increase his balance sheet value. He'd be worth probably another $1 trillion. If it was just him. Now, it won't be just him, because you have Kevin O'Leary, you have Frank Lohr. You better believe that Donald Trump is going to have some ownership on this as well, also because he is the president. Why do you think that Elon Musk and the Zuckerbergs and the Bezoses and the Tim Cooks and all of them, they're sitting with his cabinet, right, at the inauguration, just 4 years after they were heavily against him, right? Strategy. They understand with the right strategy, with this administration being involved, and with them kind of owning the social media platforms, that can attract an additional amount of capital from consumers, right? From other companies as well, retirement pensions as well, also for them to acquire this stock, because these are publicly traded companies. Amazon publicly traded. I know TikTok is not, but is Twitter publicly traded? I think Twitter may be publicly traded. I may be wrong. Let me see. Is Twitter publicly traded? Let me see real fast. Twitter. We're gonna do this live on the show. Twitter publicly traded. Okay, let's see, y'all. I don't buy stocks. I buy real estate. So forgive me. What happens to Twitter stocks now? It's a private. Nope, it's a private company. That is correct. I forgot. Forgive me. When Elon Musk actually acquired the company, he took it private. So yes, it's a private company. So then TikTok will be owned privately as well, also. So this strategy is great when it comes to increasing your balance sheet. It is a phenomenal play because of the fact that why is increasing your balance sheet important with the right business, right? It gives you room to be able to leverage your stock. See, the wealthy live not off of earned income, they live off of debt, borrowed income. All right. So you buy, borrow, and then they die. But they die with the assets being in certain securities that will pay off any of the debt that they actually have, and position their families to be in a better position after them, right? So a lot of individuals, when it comes to business, they think of business in one form of fashion, which is earned income. Let me give you guys a new flash. You understand that when it comes from a delta or percentage standpoint, a profit margin standpoint, when it comes to Amazon, those that actually work or those that actually use Amazon's platform make a higher percentage than Amazon themselves. Let me say that again. Amazon's delta or profit margin is lower than the individuals that actually use the platform of Amazon to build their business. Why would they do that? It's simple, because Amazon is a publicly traded company. It's to add a good business on their balance sheet for them to be able to leverage more money, to go out and leverage more money, get more money out to go buy more companies. Buy, leverage, repeat. Buy, leverage, repeat. This is the reason why a Kevin O'Leary, a Frank Lohr, Elon Musk, Donald Trump, or any PE, VC company would love this deal, because of the fact that it's TikTok. And number two, it can be private. Number three, it increases the balance sheet. change your mind from earned income to good debt income. I just made it up. Earned income to good debt income. But the good debt income is not really income, it's debt. But it's attached to a well-performing company that's making a good return, right? That is higher than the debt service payment itself. Let me give you an example. I'm in real estate development and private equity finance. I buy a lot of real estate nationwide by God's grace. I'll give you actual numbers, right? I have my calculator open real quickly, right? I bought a property in Jackson, Mississippi for $15,000. Okay? $15,000. Boom, there it is. I put 40 into it. $40,000 into it of renovations to increase the value of the property. So 15 plus 40,000, right, is $55,000. Right there, you see it. You see it, right? Now, matter of fact, I'm gonna do it like this here, guys, so you guys can see it. Give me 1 second. Let me go ahead and get out, and let me go ahead and get the calculator open real quickly here, y'all. Give me 1 second so you guys can see it outside of this. Here you go. Now let's get it. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Oh, this is not what I wanted. Cancel. Boom. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay. No. All right. Let me see. Yeah, you guys can see it. Good. Here we go. Boom. All right, here we go. Yeah, that's fine. I'm doing it like this here. Nope, terrible. Back here. Now move me over. Boom. All right, here we go, guys. All right. Here we go. Boom. There we go. All right, here we go, guys. You see this here. I bought the property for $15,000. So $15,000. All right. I put $40,000 into the property. So 15 plus 40. I know you guys know what that is. That is $55,000. That's debt. I borrowed all that money. So that's debt. Okay, that's debt. Now, remember $55,000. Now remember, what was the after repair value of the property? It was $110,000. So 110, right? Now I know that I can get 75% or 80% of the after repair value, right? So 110, I'm gonna say I got 80%. So times 80%, boom. That means my new debt is $88,000, right? But remember, I owed $55,000. So 88 minus 55,000, that left a delta of $33,000 in profit. 33 grand. Okay? That's what it left it. $33,000. Now, do I pay any type of taxes on this money? No, because it's new debt. Does that make some sense? It's new debt. Put it like this: Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, Warren Buffett, Tim Cook, Mark Zuckerberg, they're worth trillions on paper. Now they have money in the bank, right? But they're worth trillions on paper, right? They're worth trillions on paper. Now, with that being stated now, guys, this new debt here of $33,000, that's just debt. You pay, debt is an expense. So you pay zero in taxes on debt because it is an expense. It's not income, but it's income for you because you just paid out $55,000 with new debt. That's how that works. The wealth they live off of the $33,000 is non-taxable. Now, if I would have sold the property, right? If I would have sold the property for, let's say I sold the property for 110,000, minus $55,000, right? Here we go. Oh, my bad. 110. Oh, come on, Adele. 110 minus $55,000. That would leave $55,000 in profit. And you may say, "Oh, look at me, yeah." No, sir. That is a capital gains tax. No, sir. No, sir. You got to pay on this right here. You got to pay anywhere from 30 to 40%, 35 to 40%, in capital gains taxes on the $55,000. So how much did you realistically make? So $55,000, let's say times 40%, that's $22,000. So you do 55,000, right? 55,000 minus 22,000, right? You made $33,000. That's at 40%. So you lost 22,000 in taxes. Versus the other way, 55,000, I made all that money tax free. It's debt. So now do you see the reasoning why a Bezos, a Zuckerberg, a Kevin O'Leary, Elon Musk, the ByteDance CEO are going to be at the inauguration? Why? Strategy, so that they attract the right capital, so that they can actually invest it properly to get a positive impact. Again, it is strategy, capital, impact. It's real simple, not hard. That's how it's done when it comes to the strategy. So don't be getting mad at them that they actually are carrying, they're actually trying to carry some favors from Donald Trump. That's a great strategy. I would do the same thing. Matter of fact, there's lobbyists working on my behalf in Washington, because I'm in real estate development and private equity finance. That means I build homes. So I have the National Home Builders Association of America work for me as a lobbyist on my behalf. That makes sense? The banks, lobbyists for your partner on my behalf. So I do business with a lot of banks. Who do you have lobbying for you? It's supposed to be Congress and the House. It's supposed to be the Senate and the House. Trash. It's not. So what is your strategy? Does that make some sense, guys? Now, we got to bring in President Trump too. All right, President Trump. Because of the fact that he has a lot of authority. Now, what can President Trump do? We're going to bring in, I call the news lady to walk through this real quickly, guys. And then we'll be done for today. Thank you for blessing me with your time. Let's see what you got to say about this real fast. Here we go.
What can either Biden or Trump do to save TikTok before the ban takes effect on Sunday? Well, it depends on what your definition of save is. Can either of them throw out the law altogether? No. Nope. But there is an option that a president can take that's totally legal to make the ban go away. Now, this is a long video, but it is important for you to understand the actual law, not the hype, not the speculation. So please just hang in there with me. By now, you've seen the headlines that the Biden administration is now looking for ways to keep TikTok from going dark on Sunday, and that President-elect Trump is working on some kind of executive order. The thing is, those are headlines. They are meant to catch your attention. But when you look under the hood of most of that reporting, you will quickly understand that things might not actually be what they seem. So I am going to give you the real options available to the president under the law in this video. But side note, let's not forget that both Trump and Biden took real steps to ban TikTok. And now that the ban is real, they're changing their tune. We'll deal with that back and forth from both of them on another day. On this day, 3 days away from a TikTok ban, I'm going to talk you through the board, and I am going to explain those presidential options. But if you take away nothing else from this video, I want you to understand that no matter what it is, presidential actions are powerful, but a president does not have the power on his own to just throw out a law that was passed by an overwhelming bipartisan majority of Congress, especially if that law is determined to be constitutional by the United States Supreme Court.
Hold on. This is why I disagree with her on. All right, I just disagree here on this one, on that one, because of the fact that, and I want to show you guys real quick if I can get it real fast. Here is this law. Okay, this is why I disagree with her on this. Right, I'm gonna go to the front of this real quickly, guys. Right, so you can see this is the actual act itself. Right, it's called the Presidential Authority Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act. This is the TikTok ban. That's what it is, right? Let's walk through it real quickly. It says this here. It says, what authority does the president have, because this was the question, in protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Controlled Applications Act, right? Boom, here we go. Let's dive through real fast. It says, the first thing it says regulatory oversight. The act likely empowers the president to direct, let me say that again, this is why I disagree with her on. The act likely empowers the president to direct federal agencies such as the Department of Commerce, an executive branch department, or the Treasury, again, the executive branch department, to implement its provisions. This includes identifying and mitigating risk posed by foreign adversarial controlled applications. So the act itself gives unlimited authority in this area to the president. So I disagree with her on this, right? Let's keep going. Boom. It says mandatory divestment. The law explicitly requires foreign control entities like ByteDance, the parent company of TikTok, to divest from certain applications or face operational restrictions in the U.S. The president has the authority to enforce this provision by setting deadlines, imposing penalties, or directing agencies to ensure compliance. Let me say it again for the folk in the back row. The president has the authority to enforce this provision by setting deadlines, imposing penalties, or directing agencies to ensure compliance. The president, this is in the act itself. So I disagree with her premise. The president cannot disavow the law, but he can use his powers that have been given to him within the law. Does that make sense? Let's keep going. It says ban implementation. Should divestment not occur, the president can authorize actions. Let me say that again. The president can authorize actions to block such applications in the U.S. app stores, regulate their operations on U.S. soil, or restrict financial transactions associated with these platforms. This is in the act itself. Let's keep going, guys. We gotta read bills. Read the damn bills. The act's premise is grounded in national security concerns, which is an executive branch function, which provides the president significant latitude because it's an executive branch function. As the commander-in-chief and the chief executive, the president can justify actions under the act as necessary to protect the United States from espionage, data breaches, or undue influence by foreign adversaries, because the act gives him the authority to do this. Right? We got to read bills, y'all. Read bills, right? In International Emergency Economic Powers Act, the IEEPA, the president may invoke the IEEPA to regulate or prohibit transactions involving foreign controlled applications. He can just say, "Oh, it's a national security emergency," and takes full control. He's not disavowing the law or getting rid of it. He's exercising his authority that's been given to him within the law. Let's get into it. We almost done, y'all. We almost done. All right. Committee of Foreign Investment in the United States, or the CFIUS, the president can use CFIUS authority to address national security risk arising from foreign investments in the U.S. companies aligning with the Act's objectives. Again, the president has authority to do this. 9, executive powers. The Constitution vets the president with broad authority in foreign affairs and national security, which supports the Act's enforcement. Again, read the bill, right? Limits on executive action, all right? What limitations does this put on the president? First Amendment. TikTok and its users may argue that banning the app infringes on free speech protections. Courts will scrutinize whether the president's actions are narrowly tailored to address genuine national security risk without unduly suppressing speech. The problem with this here is, I believe that because it falls on national security, the Supreme Court is going to not do anything here. They're going to side with the president because he has authority. It's authority. Due process. The Fifth Amendment guarantees due process rights, which could be invoked by TikTok to challenge the law or its enforcement mechanisms. Newsflash. The 14th Amendment and the First Amendment is exactly what TikTok is presenting to the Supreme Court right now and arguing for this law, in their opinion, being unconstitutional. The problem with that whole thing, TikTok, is it is not, because of the fact that this is under national security. It was written in this way so that it gives the president this broad authority. It does, right? Boom. It says judicial overreach, right? The act does not grant unchecked power to the president. Any actions taken under its authority are subject to judicial review to ensure they do not violate constitutional rights or exceed statutory limits, as you can see with it going to the Supreme Court, right? So that's the check on the executive branch and legislative branch too. Right. All right. Lastly, the act does not grant unchecked power to the president. Any actions taken under its authority are subject to judicial review. Hold on. Okay, my bad. Here we go. Read it already. Lastly, all right, here we go. The president must rely on cooperations from private entities, example, app stores, internet service providers, and ensure that any enforcement measures are technologically feasible and consistent with international trade obligations. That right there is probably what's going to curtail the president's authority, because there's so many different entities involved. You have ISPs, internet service providers, app stores, Google and Apple, payment processing companies, because TikTok actually pays via PayPal. So PayPal is intertwined with this as well. There's so many different entities involved in this. That's the problem that I see, right? Right? In summary, the Protecting Americans from Foreign Adversary Control Applications Act, that's a long name, provides the president with substantial statutory authority to address national security risk posed by foreign-controlled applications. However, this authority operates under constitutional boundaries, particularly concerning free speech, due process, and judicial review. Oversight, I would say. But I would say this here, that judicial oversight is going to side with the president. This is what I mean by I disagree with her from that standpoint, right? Now, what can President Trump do in this situation, right? What can he do? Well, what could happen on January the 19th is basically what happens is no one will be able to download the app off of Google and App Store, right? For 24 hours, right? Because it goes into effect. Now, once Trump is inaugurated, he can reverse that because he's the president. He can do that, right? And give a 270-day or however much that he wants to do to negotiate a deal. This is the reason why you see ByteDance's CEO down there, and you see Kevin O'Leary and a lot of investors that want to acquire TikTok, right? Visiting with Donald Trump, President Trump, because then they understand what's really going on here. So I would say this here: will it get banned? I don't know. There's a possibility that it may. I don't know, but it's very evident that Trump, as well as the House and the Senate now, are in agreement when it comes to a stay of some sort or a time frame to negotiate a good deal. So that will come. So even if it does go dark for 24 hours, what'll happen is you'll begin it'll come back alive on the 20th. But I understand a lot of individuals use this as a way for them to make money. So again, you may need to look at a strategy of, and I've seen some influencers say that if TikTok goes dark, they're on Instagram, Facebook, Getter, True Social. They go through all their platforms. There's a link is in the bio. So if you're making a living on TikTok, the strategy may be for you to, right, tell your audience to follow you on other platforms, right? Maybe even actually create some type of newsletter of some sort or community with your audience, so that you're not under the rulership of a platform, right? If that makes some sense. Man, it's good. Now, here's the portion that I want to teach real quickly about strategy, right? Leading with purpose and strategy is the key. Now, why would I say this here? Is I want to bring this up real fast, guys. Is people rise and fall. People rise and fall on strategy, right? Now, why do I say strategy is the key? It's very simple. In Proverbs chapter 16, verse 9, it says this here. In the hearts of humans, in their hearts, humans plan their course. It means you make a plan, right? But the Lord establishes their steps. Let me say it again. In the hearts of humans, in their hearts, humans plan their course. But the Lord establishes their steps. So you have a plan, but the Lord holds the veto power on where to go. Right? Now, why is that so important? I'm actually glad you actually asked, right? Because a lot of individuals, what we do a lot of times is we will create a plan and begin to execute the plan, which is fine, but we never go to the Lord to even say, Lord, is this plan in line with your will for me? Because why? I want to lead with a purpose. A purpose-driven strategy is undefeated. It's undefeated. Let me say it again. A purpose-driven strategy is undefeated. Now, why is the second line right here? It says the Lord establishes their steps. Why is that important? I'm glad you asked. Now, let's go to this is Psalms 24:1. The earth, let me say it again. The earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all, not some, and all who live in it. So God owns everything. He owns the earth, everything in it, and all who live in it. It's his. He owns it all. Now, do you see why, if we go back to Proverbs 16:9, it says, but the Lord establishes their steps? Because why? Psalms 24 says, this whole thing is his. It's his. So wouldn't it be wise for you to go to the owner to say, hey, owner, I made a plan. Is this in line with your will for me? Because I'm borrowing your stuff to get this accomplished. So is this the right purpose leading strategy, right, to accomplish your will for me? because you own everything. Most of the time, we don't do that at all. Now, why is it so important for us to really get it in with Adonai, with Christ Jesus, our Lord and Savior? Well, let's go to Genesis chapter 1, verse 26. It says, then God said, let us make man in our image according in our likeness, so that they may rule over let me say it again, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground. Let me say it again. Then God said, let us make man in our image, in our likeness, and that they may rule. He didn't say himself. He said, you and I, and let them rule. Let them rule. I actually, that's it. And let them rule. So the key thing is he's given us dominion to rule earth for heaven's benefit. So let's get this straight. So go back here. This says, in their hearts, humans plan their course, but the Lord establishes their steps. Why is it important for us to visit with the Lord who establishes our steps? Simple. Because the earth is the Lord's and everything in it, the world and all that live in it. He owns everything. Now, why is it important for us to get it in with the owner? Right? Because the word Lord just means owner. That's all it means. Owner. Right? Simple. Because the owner said, let them rule. Let them rule. That's what the owner said. Let them rule. So we need to go to the owner to present our plans because of the fact that he gave us the authority to rule on his behalf. So we got to make sure that our plan matches his steps so that we can accomplish our purpose-driven strategy. Because if I do it that way, I never lose. And that's something. What if you could actually devise a plan, take it to the owner, get him to bless it because it's in line with his will, and that means you never lose. That's a purpose-driven strategy with the foundation of Christ being the foundation. That's it. I implore you in 2025 for you to revisit your first love. His name is Christ Jesus. And so, oh Adonai, here are my plans for 2025. I'm submitting it to you because you own everything and you're my source. And you said that you will direct my steps. So I'm bringing my plan to you. Make sure it's in line with your will so that I can properly rule earth for your benefit. And that means I'll be undefeated. I don't know about you guys, man. I like that plan versus shooting into the dark and figuring things out on my own. A guaranteed win? I love that, man. I love that, man. So, guys, I hope this blessed you guys. I'm very excited about the potential of TikTok. I love the app. I hope that a good strategy is done on it. But I would say use this, analyze how congressmen, senators, and the president is actually acting, right? Lean and measure their actions against Scripture. Ask the Lord for wisdom on what you should do, and watch them show up and show out when it comes to your strategy. But guys, thank you so much for your time, guys. I'm often asked, guys, real quickly, guys. Heather Dale, can you teach me how to invest real estate? The answer is always yes. But guys, I tell you this here. Oh, we got some people on there. Thank you so much, guys. They always ask me, can you teach me how to invest in real estate? I always say, yes, I can. Now, I do it a little differently, guys. I actually give away information for free. I'm literally giving away a free distressed property ebook, guys. You make money in real estate when you acquire, not when you sell. And so for me, if I can teach you how to locate a distressed property in your city, county, or state, right? Number two, you can vet the deal the right way, right? Teach you how to vet the deal the right way and to structure the right way. If the deal makes sense, I'll fund it. We can profit split. But I want to get you the information for free. I want to give it to you. Just give it to you. I don't want no money at all. It's free. Let's get the bag together. Does that make sense, guys? Just click on the link below in the description. Scan on the QR code, or if you can't do any of that stuff at all, direct message me the word real estate, and my team will get you out that link for you to download the free ebook. It's free. Don't want nothing from me at all, guys. I'm doing just fine. All right. Now, at the exact same time, some folks tell me, Liddell, I'm not a real estate guy. Don't you worry, your partner got you, baby. A friend of mine named Matt Sapala did a video. It's free, called The Passive Income Blueprint. 3 ways for you to generate $1.5 million in passive income. That means something you do one time, but you get paid over and over and over again, right? And you're going to be surprised at the business model that Matt, the third one, it's going to shock your skull, but it's all good. Click on the link below in the description to actually look at the free video. It's free, and I'm in the video, y'all. He does a case study on me on real estate, so your boy famous. Click on the link below in the description, or you can scan on the QR code. But if you can't do any of that stuff at all, don't you worry, your partner gotcha. DM me the word passive income, and my team will get you out that link. And it's a free video. Don't want nothing from you at all. I want to get you the information. That's all I want. That's all I want, guys. And then lastly, guys, people ask me, Liddell, man, your merch, Liddell, you be looking fresh, Copeland. I know, baby. Take the picture for your mama now. Guys, we got our own free merch. We got the I Got That Bag University merch, guys. Man, I'm loving it, man. If you want to get some of the merch, guys, to rock it real quickly, guys, click on the QR code on the link, or you can click on the link below in the description, guys, and get you a hat, hoodie, t-shirt, man. We get it in, baby. And if you could, once you actually acquire it, do me a favor, all right? Put on the merch, take a picture, and tag me in it. This is my first and last name. Tag me in it. You will be entered into a drawing for a free gift card, $100 gift card, all right? Free gift card for you to spend on anything you want to spend it on, all right? Anything you want, not anything to store, anything you want. But guys, man, thanks so much for your time. God bless you. I hope this was informative. I had fun putting this together. I love talking about this type of stuff, man, because I love strategy. Strategy to me is key. And with the right strategy, you can change your whole family's life, guys. But you know I end it every single time, guys. Before you leave, and while you can, you see that thing, baby. Take that damn picture and give it to your mom and holler at your partner. God bless you guys. See you next week, guys. All right, y'all. Peace.
Walk me through everything, but let's start from the beginning. How'd you get into this space?
Well, when I was 17 years old, my Uncle Gary, who still lives to this day, introduced me to a concept called passive income.
Okay.
And I said, oh, Uncle, what's that?
Yeah.
He said, something that you do one time, but you get paid over and over again. I'm like, why am I trying to go to college? I want to know how to do that. Gotcha. And so while I was in college, I began to look at business models that generated passive or residual income. One of them was real estate, because everybody and their mama actually had it, from Robert Kraft, Jerry Jones, all the billionaires actually had real estate in their portfolio. So I began buying real estate while I was in college. The first deal that I did, I made $3,500. And in college, that's a big time. In college, you broke.
For sure.
College.
For sure.
So then I went from $3,500 to $10,000 to $26,000, and now $35 million worth of real estate. For me, business is always about solving someone's problem. Whenever you're buying a real estate transaction, the one thing I look at is, what's the pain point? Why you want to sell for? And typically, I like buying properties below wholesale. I never buy properties at retail. That didn't make sense to me at all, because I'm planning for the worst case scenario. Each and every deal that I actually acquire, I actually take home cash when I actually acquire it. Wow. Every single time.
If you wanted to know how successful real estate investors make money with their acquired real estate and not when they sell it, click on the link below or swipe up and download our free ebook, Distressed Property Investing. The blueprint is in the ebook. Stay blessed, holler at your partner, and download the ebook today.